What is the significance of flags, and how do they contribute to shaping our identities? Join Sarah Patterson from the Imperial War Museum and Rucha Vibhute from the MAP team as they explore flags across two artworks, a postcard and a textile label. The postcard, Union is Strength, and the textile label, Flags and Fountain, invite us to think more deeply about ideas of unity, identity, and patriotism. Welcome back to another episode of Museums Without Borders.
I'm Sarah Patterson, a curator in the First World War team here at the Imperial War Museum, London. And here we are in our First World War galleries. This First World War postcard in the collections of the Imperial War Museum is a Christmas card from December 1914, more than 100 years ago. The flags that feature on it were those of the nations that had joined what would become known as the Allied forces during the First World War. Unfurled, they are helpfully labelled with the names of the countries they represent. The Union Jack, or more properly Union Flag, is situated at the top right-hand corner. This features the crosses of St George for England, St Andrew for Scotland, and St Patrick for Ireland. Unusually, we also see individual flags for three of the component parts of the United Kingdom: Scotland, Ireland, and Wales. There is no flag for England, but Great Britain and England were often regarded as the same. Therefore, the Union flag also symbolises England and indeed the entire British Empire. The postcard also depicts the flag of India, with the Viceroy's emblem, the Order of the Star of India, bearing the motto, "Heaven's Light Our Guide," on the Union flag. Heaven referred to the stars and was intended to be acceptable to all religions in the country. The flags of Australia, Canada and New Zealand can be seen alongside it, while the nations of France, Belgium, Montenegro, Russia and Serbia also feature. A written message emphasises that union is strength. The lion in the centre represents the regal might of the King Emperor, roaring and frisking his tail. He is ready for action and means business. Although the overall message is one of unity to the Allied cause, most peoples, including those of India within the British and other European colonial empires, had no voice in the decision to go to war.
As we delve into textile trade labels, also known as tickets, tikas and shippers' tickets, we uncover a lesser-known byproduct of the Indo-British trade during the late 19th and 20th centuries. These multicolour trade labels, integral to the period's publicity campaigns for both British and Indian mills, featured a diverse range of themes. These included mythological, political, abstract and popular culture references, among others. They were directly attached to the cloth or pasted on the bales of cloth being shipped to distant markets in India, Japan and Africa. In our examination, we encounter a chromolithograph from the same time frame. It reveals a scene surrounding a water fountain adorned with three flags. The first is the Union Jack, representing the British colonial presence in India. The second bears the Greek flag with crest, suggesting a connection to the Raleigh brothers, a company founded by 5 Greek brothers hailing from Chios. And the third flag depicts the royal coat of arms, symbolizing the monarchy and its authority. Together, these flags convey British dominance and the influence that they had on India. Beyond demonstrating technical skills, this print vividly reflects the power dynamics and colonial narratives of the time. It invites us to question the underlying messages and intentions behind such depictions, shedding light on the complexities and implications of colonialism within the historical context.
Advances in printing technology in the 19th century meant it became cheaper and easier to mass-produce colourful images, and picture postcards became extremely popular in the decades leading up to the First World War. In 1902, the divided back postcard was introduced, which allowed a message to be written on the reverse of the card alongside an address. An efficient postal service allowed for several deliveries a day in the United Kingdom, and cards provided a fast and inexpensive method of communication in a time which had none of the instant digital media we have today. In addition, the war caused separation of many families and friends, and they relied on post to keep in touch. Many servicemen went overseas on active service, and sending picture postcards from the countries they were sent to allowed them to share something of the new places they were seeing, especially when censorship meant that they could not write frankly. Supportive messages designed to inspire hope and boost morale could also be sent. And Christmas was a time to think of family, friends, and peace, and would have been a particularly poignant time to be separated from loved ones. Our postcard has not been used, and perhaps its colourful nature and inspirational message meant that it sat on a mantelpiece as a decorative and patriotic statement in a domestic setting. Or maybe it was placed in an album or a box of significant keepsakes.
On this side, we find a connection to the broader symbolism of flags and their significance. Flags serve as symbols of group solidarity, representing the past, present, and future, and acting as a modernized version of sacred emblems that anthropologists often refer to as totems. From a military perspective, warfare and sacrifice are integral to enhancing the power of the flag, serving as catalyst for promoting national solidarity. So flags are also associated with journeys, quest, liminality, protection, bravery, and heroism. Taking it back to the year 1921, Lala Hansraj, an Indian educationist, proposed placing the charkha, symbolizing self-reliance, in the center of the Gandhian flag, a tricolour representing purity, hope, and sacrifice. The charkha held profound significance in Gandhi's philosophy, as he advocated for the use of locally woven khadi and boycott of imported textiles. This enables us to connect it with the particular textile label. But how? The label represents the same system Gandhi was fighting against, thereby reinstating the idea of resilience, self-reliance, and the journey towards a united and progressive nation. Over here, it's also important to note that the flags of nations often change, much like the design of the Indian flag. Today, instead of the charkha, it is the Ashoka Chakra, a motif that was adopted in an independent nation. So this label, like other textile mill labels for the time, were designed and printed in Britain. The depiction of India and Indians is definitely a reflection of the time and needs to be examined in context. In the years to come, more local artists would continue to create work against the backdrop of the Indian independence movement.
The previously mentioned close association between flags and the military meant soldiers pledging allegiance to and effectively offering to die for the national flag. Regimental flags or colours are regarded as sacred items, traditionally carried onto the battlefield for soldiers to see and rally around amidst the smoke and confusion of battle. Revered at the end of their active service life, they would ceremonially rest in a regimental chapel, where they would hang until they disintegrated, with the last remnants being ceremonially burnt and buried in consecrated ground. Protocol dictated how flags were flown and handled, and it was a disgrace for flags to fall into enemy hands. This photograph shows a captured German flag and machine gun from East Africa, displayed triumphantly as trophies by Indian officers of the 2nd Kashmir Rifles. The flag is deliberately upside down to emphasise this.
Historically, the flag has played an important role in reinforcing ideas of identity, unity, and patriotism, standing as a potent symbol of a country's history. By looking at the postcard from the Imperial War Museum's collection and the textile label from MAP's collection, we uncover aspects of colonialism through visual records and learn more about its far-reaching impacts. That's it from us today. Join us next time for another dialogue in a new episode of Museums Without Borders. Check out our channel for more such episodes, and don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe.